On Wednesday, 10 September 2014, we read a very interesting news, and it says ISIS advises Boko Haram to establish African Caliphate. What a big joke it is. We have discussed about this fake caliphate by ISIS, and we had also discussed the announcement by Boko Haram of a second caliphate in Africa in the past, I think in the previous weeks or the previous week's address. We have in the past few weeks' addresses very clearly proved again several times to you that the claim to caliphate is absolutely bogus, both by ISIS and also by Boko Haram, and we had given you the reasons for our statements. If you do not remember, you may go back to our addresses, some of my previous addresses, for recollecting the viewpoints expressed in those addresses. Anyway, even if you claim, I mean, there's no scope for you to claim, but even if you claim, no, these are good people and they're actually trying to establish the Khilafah, even if your claim is that, I will prove to you they're not fit for the Khilafah. Do you know the reason why? The reason is pretty plain and simple and clear. And that being, we have discussed this particular hadith in the past in one of my addresses in the last week or last week in our weekly analysis sessions or addresses, that once a Khilafah is established, if there is a second claimant to the seat of Khilafah, if there is a second person who claims to be the Khalifa, then that second person is to be executed, killed. That is the injunction of Islam. So if there is a Khalifa and if there is a second person who claims to be the Khalifa, the latter person, the second person, is to be executed. This will hold only if the first Khilafah or Caliphate, or the person who is in charge of that Khilafah or Caliphate, the Khalifa or the Caliph, is a true Khalifa or a true Caliph. So he will not allow, or the Muslims should not allow a second person to claim the Khilafah, because it divides the Muslim Ummah. But in this case, ISIS, who claimed to re-establish the Khilafah, and as we have stated several times and we are stating once again, it's a bogus, it's a fraudulent, it's a fake Khilafah. They are advising, look at the joke they have made of Islam. They are advising Boko Haram to establish, to concentrate, or they're giving them strategies on how to strengthen their African Khilafah, Caliphate. What a big joke is this? A Khilafah represents the entire Muslim Ummah, or at least that is what it's supposed to do. If you don't have that basic understanding of Islam and you're claiming the Khilafah for yourself, it's a big nonsense. It's a big joke. And the whole world should know that. And they know that. You've made a mockery of Islam. So those who say they're true, and we have proven they cannot be true, they are true in their intention. We have proven that people who have such shallow knowledge of Islam, they do not deserve the post of a Khilafah, the seat of a Khilafah. It's been proved very clearly and very plainly and very simply the bogus nature of the Caliphate of both the groups, of ISIS as well as Boko Haram. And their leaders are bogus Khalifas, and they've assumed the names of Abu Bakr. These nonsensical people, Abu Bakr al-Baghdadi and Abu Bakr Shekau, as if trying to suggest that they will be able to fool the Muslim Ummah by assuming the name of the first Khalifa of Islam, Abu Bakr as-Siddiq radhiyallahu anhu, after the Prophet Muhammad. And in a sense, they have been able to fool a considerable mass of the Muslim Ummah, but not all. They will not be able to fool all. Okay, and the second news is moderate Syrian rebels sold Sotlov for $50,000. I mean, they're coming up with new terms to confuse people. That's what they're doing. They've come up with a term moderate rebels. Now, what is a moderate rebel? Moderate Syrian rebels. So if any one of you thought that how Stephen Sotloff came into the hands of ISIS, now you have the news. Stephen Sotloff was sold to ISIS by moderate rebels for $50,000 so that he can be executed by ISIS. This is what's going on in the name of Islam. And you don't understand, you don't realize that this is not Islam, but the Zionist game plan. When will you understand? When will you wake up from your sleep? So this is it. It's very plain and clear and simple to all of us, to all those who can see